Good afternoon, everyone. It's BB from Royal LePage's Learning Services Group. It is currently 2 o'clock. We shall be starting in about 1 minute. Welcome to the Royal LePage's Smart Studio video tutorial. I'm BB from the Royal LePage Learning Services team. In this training, we're going to be completing the full cycle. In this training, we're completing the full cycle of a lead as you process them through your sales funnel. In this webinar, we're first going to discuss how a lead becomes into Smart Studio, what a lead looks like in Smart Studio, how to email or log an activity in Smart Studio, and how to apply action plans to get your lead to a client. First, the leads come from royallepage.ca, our national client-facing website, from your ClientClick websites if you subscribe to ClientClick, and from any Smart Studio projects that can be captured for leads such as slideshows or single property websites. This will allow you to send email notification as well as create a contact record in Smart Studio. So just to clarify, you're going to get the email as well. You're going to also have the client already created for you in Smart Studio. Now, for those of you who don't subscribe to ClientClick, Royal LePage has not forgotten about you. There is a code, or what we call a widget, to make sure that your third-party website speaks to Smart Studio, and I'll show you where that is. So right now, let's just get started. So here I am in royallepage.ca. This is our national facing website. And if I were to click on Find an Agent here and look for an agent name, for example, Christina is here. And if I were to click on her profile picture, it will take me to her profile on royallepage.ca. From here, if I click on Contact Agent, as a consumer who's looking to help for someone to help me buy or sell, I would fill in my last name and my first name, my email address, and if I'm very serious about this, my telephone number, and click Submit. The minute that they click Submit, you get an email, as well as Smart Studio gets the contact directly into its database. That works in a couple of different ways. So let me show you. I've already logged into the RLP network here. And of course, now I'm logged out again. Give me a moment while I get back in there. So once I'm logged into the RLP network, to get into the Smart Studio page, I click on Marketing, then I click on New Smart Studio. Once I'm in the Smart Studio page, I click on Launch Smart Studio, and this opens up a brand new tab in my browser. And across the top, you can see here there's all the icons to do with the Smart Studio database, Studio client click, and so forth. Currently, right now, as you see, my book doesn't have a number beside it. But if I were to go back into my client click website, this is what this is that you're looking at currently, is my client click website. I've clicked on the contact me form, like any person who's looking to help with buy or sell a home. And I filled out the information as Daffy Duck. And I go into here and I also fill out the security field here down at the bottom, the code. Once I click submit, it says thank you for your request. I go back into Smart Studio, and I always suggest that you test this link with your own website as well as royallepage.ca. And very shortly, you're going to get an email. I'm going to get an email. And now you see I have a number 1 next to my book, which is really what I was looking for here. Now, automatically, the person, in this case, Daffy Duck, is going to get an email from me, which is called my auto response email. To get to that, let me show you where it is. So I click on my book, and in my book, I have the My Book tab, My Business Plan, Reports, and Advanced. Right now, to look at the auto response, I click on Settings. And in Settings, under auto response here, as you can see, the auto response is okay. It's a little generic for my taste. Joe, to spice it up to my liking, I would probably put something along these lines. Okay, once that is done, you click on Save. So this is what Daffy had received from me. Okay, now to take a look at that web code or the widget that I was discussing with you to make your third-party website speak to Smart Studio in the exact same way as we see here. It's in the My Book icon. Then I click on Advanced. And then here under Lead Capture for Third-Party Websites, it's the Generate Form button as well as Generate Form here. And the code in blue is what you're looking for here. The code in blue is what you're looking for here. Okay, just to let you know, one more time, that was in My Book and under Advanced, and it was Generate Form. All right, so let's go back and to take a look at what happens when we have a lead that comes through our website or through a single property website or a slideshow or anything like that. So I go ahead and I click on My Book again. And I could see here that Daffy Duck is now a new lead. And as you can see under the My Leads tab, I have new leads, I have hot leads, I have warm leads, and I have cold leads. Right now at this point, it's asking me to do something with this lead. From here, I can now action this lead. I can say, well, this is a new lead. Is this actioned? I can send an email, so forth. So if I click here where it says send an email, and it's telling me the system is you've chosen to send an email to a contact for whom you have not obtained email marketing consent under CASL, Canadian Anti-Spam Legislation. Do you wish to continue? Well, for this one-off situation, I could, I could put here, thank you. And then from here, I would put on, thank you for your interest. And so forth. I would love to get in touch with you. Please give me a call if you'd like, and so forth, and I could just send it out to them. That's how we can easily send an email from there. Now, for example, here, it's still a new lead, and if I click under Actioned, and they gave me their telephone number, I can very well put here contact made. And the contact would be, I tried to call them since they provided the telephone number. Why wouldn't I take a moment to give them a call? All right. And from now, it's not a new lead. I'm going to classify this lead now as a warm lead. Okay. Now, if I were to refresh my screen, you can see under new leads, I have no one. Because if you remember, Daffy is now under warm leads here at the bottom. Okay. Now, let's take a look at that CASL consent. So if I click on Daffy here at this point, this is the client contact card. And if I were going to the CASL consent here, it was implied consent and the implied consent date that I received today and 6 months from now, which is November 22nd. And I click on Save Changes. And now the system will automatically send any emails that I had sent up through the drip campaigns here for Daffy Duck. Now, understand that the lead conversion is a numbers game. So I want you to do is to have a system set up to help you do things automatically instead of doing things manually, which can be a little bit more time consuming. So let's talk about automation for a new task. So say, for example, I've talked to, maybe Daffy, and I've set them up as a, warm lead or something that's going to transact in the next 45 days. So I can apply an action plan to Daffy here next 45 days right from the summary tab of the client contact card. So if I click on the pencil or the edit here, I can see I have a 45-day lead follow-up. Now, I simply click on add onto there, and now Daffy has been added to this action plan. That means all of the tasks associated here are now been moved into my calendar. So on day 1, it's going to say, first attempt made. On day 1, email information. On day 2, second contact made. On day 7, third contact attempted. Now, all of these are editable. Not from here, but from the campaign section of Smart Studio. But you can definitely add tasks, remove tasks, and definitely make an action plan how you would like it to be. But for today, we're going to use this particular one. And of course, we'll send you at the end of this a link on how to create your own action plan or make changes to any one of these. So now that I click that, and I'm right back into the contact card. So let me just close out of here for a quick second. All right, now we're back into here. Now if I go back into Daffy Duck real quick, I could see under here, under scheduled activities, I'm supposed to make a phone call. Well, I did that already. So I'm just going to mark that off as done. Now within here, Smart Studio has given us a bunch of scripts that we can use. So if I click on View Script here, if this is a live person that I got when I made the call, this is the script I may use. If this is a voicemail that I'm trying to leave, this is the script that I can use. Because sometimes when I get on the phone, I can't always remember exactly what I'm supposed to say and the points that I wish to make. So that's why the scripts are there to help me through that. So when I click on Done, it is done. I can also add a follow-up here as well. Maybe the next thing I want to do, is tomorrow. I want to say, at 11:30 to 12 o'clock. I can email, personal note, or whatever it is, and I can put that in there as well. Okay, now under activity here under the client card on June 22nd, first contact attempted, 3:06. It was a website request, and thank you for your interest email was sent out for me. So it does track for me all the touch points I've had with this particular client and how what my next steps are as well. Okay. There's other ways in here to complete tasks as well. As I mentioned to you before, all the tasks that you saw in the 45-day action plan are added to my calendar. So now if I click on calendar here at the top, I can see at a very high level what I have coming up today. And you can see I'm supposed to email them this week on June 22nd. And again, I could do complete here. I can edit or I can delete this task. If I do complete, as you can see, it looks like the same window that we saw not that long ago. So I click on done at this point. Now it's always good to remember to set new leads up in your under campaigns here, either through the client card or through action plans here. As you can see, it's the same screen that we saw before. the 45-day follow-up lead is here. Okay. Oh, one other thing I wanted to show you in here was the tasks under the 45-day. So if I were to click here and click edit, plan tasks, as you can see, it kind of gives you an idea what the next steps would be. I know you can see the script involved in this, add them to the MLS campaign system. Absolutely. You want to make sure that once you understand what their criteria is that they're looking for in a house, add them to the MLS system, as well as adding them to the buyer campaign. Now, adding them to the buyer campaign, I could do that this way with Manage Drip. View all campaigns, the buyer campaign 30-day. Once I click on Assign here, I click on Add Contacts, and it's Daffy Duck that I'm going to assign this to, and I move over there. And now what the system will do for me, now that I've given it casual consent, is going to send Daffy information that he needs to complete the process. What to look for when you're looking for a house, what to expect in terms of finances as you're going through the process, the rent, the mortgage, the plus on all of that, right? So those are two ways. And if we now go back into my book and then into Daffy, as you can see my recently used things here, you can see the email drip campaigns have also been added here to Daffy Duck. Now that we've got them through, we've been working with them. This is a great lead that we have. We've actually finally been able to transact now. When I go into my warm leads, I can promote Daffy here on the right-hand side. So now when I click on promote, what I'm doing is I'm actually telling the system that I'm no longer have this person as a lead, but there's an actual client that I'm working with. So I'm taking them out to view homes. We're even making offers. We're finalizing lists of what we want and so forth. And when we click on promote and I refresh under warm leads, as you can see now, Daffy is no longer there. And you're thinking, well, where did he go? He's still in my database, but now he's under active opportunities, right? So under active opportunities, here's Daffy. We went for a couple of open houses, made it a few offers. Finally, one was accepted. I'm now going to record the purchase, right? When I record the purchase now, the listing price is 150, 4. And here's our address. I don't have to put this in. I like to put this in. That way I make sure I'm keeping up with everything that I need to keep up with them. I'm going to say that they actually transacted, today. And the commission on this was 2.5. Now, you notice here I could put the commission in terms of percentage or dollars. If I put it into percentage and I click away, automatically the dollars show up. So when I click on save, the little piggy bank pops up and says, congratulations, you have closed the deal. Perfect. And now we've gone through the full cycle of a lead right to the very end as a bona fide client, someone that's purchased with me, and you can see pending transactions and so forth. And now under Daffy Duck, all of that has been done. All right, so that is how we easily convert, hopefully you as well, a lead to a client. Now, if I go back into my book here, and I'm in Work My Book, now under my grade C clients, you should see Daffy. Because he's a new class client, or at least hopefully they end up as a grade C contacts, because although I've worked with them, I haven't deemed them a B client or even an A client, someone who's, sending me people as referrals or someone that's using me over and over again. And that's why they end up as a C client. But I can easily change that, as we went through the process. Daffy had his friend Snoopy come with us one time for a viewing because he liked the house as well. And no, now Snoopy is using me as his realtor as well. So now I've moved Daffy from a C client to a B client, as it is there. All right. So now that we have, you've seen the full gamut of the beginning of a lead, how we got into there, and now towards the end where they've actually purchased with us, I'm hoping that will help you when you are putting in your leads and you're going through the process of keeping up with, where you are in terms of transacting with that lead. So now at this point, in summary, we did show you how to receive leads in Smart Studio, how to connect with them directly from the system, to leverage a Smart Studio to incubate more leads. Because remember, this whole process is a numbers game, and how to promote leads into active opportunities and so forth. Now, your turn. I need you to go to royallepage.ca and submit a lead to yourself. So if you remember correctly, just go to royallepage.ca, click on Find an Agent, look for yourself under your name, and send yourself an email. Add yourself to a drip campaign and an action plan so you know what that looks like. Try completing some of the tasks so you have an understanding of how the process works. Review the action plans and drip campaign materials and learn how to customize them. Remember, we are sending you links on how to do this in the end of this particular process so that you have some training going forward on how to complete this. Of course, we're here for you. We have a bunch of user guides on the RLP network. They're under RLP network, training, user guides. Customer care is always there for you. In case you have any questions or anything else, you can call them or email them, as you can see on the screen there. And of course, learning services, email us. Let us know how you like Smart Studio. Maybe if you wanted to go through the training again, we can definitely point you in the direction where you need to go. If you have any questions about Smart Studio or anything you'd like to see in the next development of Smart Studio. Well, that's it for me for now. Thank you very much for signing in on this day and allowing me to be part of your day for the last half an hour. I'm hoping that it was useful to you. And if we can be of any help, remember to email us at learningservices@royallepage.ca. Thank you again.